Everything you know about Super People is about to change. With a declining player base and really no hype around the game to bring in new players, the developers realized that there needed to be change. In an effort to bring more hype to the game and revive the player base, we will be getting the Revolution update, aka the biggest overhaul to the game we've had yet. Let's start going over what this new age of Super People will look like. The very first thing I want to go over is there's no longer going to be a crafting system. So every single little thing you learned about crafting does not matter anymore. Now, this does sound like a huge negative because the crafting system did lower the RNG, however, this is going to allow for the game to be easier to pick up and play. We'll no longer have to spend the first 10 minutes of the game trying to level up your armor and weapons, and still sometimes not even realize a big difference. Along with the crafting system being removed, classes will no longer have their own specialized weapon, so you will be able to pick the class you most like based off of its abilities and not the specialized gun. The weapon tier count has been lowered to 5 tiers, and the armor tier count has been lowered from 5 to 3. A lot of simplification there already. This is definitely the biggest change as crafting was a huge part of Super People and they just completely wiped it out the game in an effort to make it more simplified. Now they will be making more changes to make the game more fast paced with faster movement speed, faster parkour, shortened landing animation, I hate that stupid animation, sliding skills for all classes, which they did buff the slide. Now it's a little bit more like Apex. I don't think it'll be as good as the Apex or Call of Duty slide, but it does seem to be a little more usable. Enemies will now have a health bar above their head, which to me this is huge as you always wondered how much health they had left. It felt like you were shooting them forever, you weren't sure if they were one shot. Now you'll actually be able to visibly see the bar above their head. Leveling up will be faster. I'm assuming they mean like your overall account and not the in-game level up system because that one only goes 1 to 3 now or something like that. And it does take forever to level up your actual account. Like during the last pass or whatever with the shroud skins, I had like 50 hours on the game and I still couldn't get to level 20, so I'm assuming that's what they mean by the faster level up. Expect a higher player count in each game to provide for earlier battles in the game. And you will now also start the game with 3 specialized skills for your class. Now going over the changes to the class and perk system, instead of having that 3x3 grid of all those skills, we now will only have 3 skills per class, and then also the ultimate. All the capsules have been removed from the game except for the white and gold capsule. You will now be able to find these the same way you were able to find crafting materials. You'll simply detect the location of them, be able to see exactly where they're at so that you can go pick it up. Staying on the topic of classes, you will now be able to pick a class for free as opposed to before where you'd have to spend coins or spend one of those free tickets, which class selection pretty much was free with all the free tickets they were giving out, but now they just made it completely free and irrelevant to have those tickets, and you will be able to save your gold and spend it on something else. Another thing you're able to select for free is the subscribe button down below. This allows you to stay updated on all Super People news and any guides you may need. Now back on track. Now to add on to the Revolution, we will be getting new play zones. We have this underground capsule lab disguised as a warehouse, a new bamboo forest, and also this little cool underground mine. Definitely interested to play in these underground areas, curious as to how that'll affect the gameplay. Now moving outside of the actual gameplay, we'll be getting a lot more added to the shop. Super People is finally adding their very own battle pass where you will be able to earn various cosmetic costumes and special emotes. Which, if you're wondering, yes, emotes is a brand new thing being added to the game. I really like this. Adds a lot of character to the game. Glad we're getting some emotes. And on top of this, we'll be getting some new limited time Christmas outfits. Haven't heard too much about them adding custom games. I have a feeling that's a little bit out of their budget because they're also shutting down servers. I hope this is able to revive the game so that we could get those custom games and really just get a better active player base. Let me know if you're excited for this update and if you think it'll help save the game. Till next time, love you, see ya.